Good to see you back, guys. Once again, I'm back with a new tutorial, and in this tutorial, we are going to learn JavaScript number method. And I'm going to cover these 7 number method in my course. So let's start the practical and see how we can use it. As you can see, side by side, I open my Visual Studio Code editor and my browser using Live Server extension. And I already created an HTML document named index.html. And we are going to start our practical with our first method, which is number. For this example, first I'm going to take a variable var, and our variable name is a assigned with, inside the double quotes, 98. Then semicolon to end this line. So as you can see, we assign this variable with a string. And now I want to convert this string into a number. For that, I'm going to take another variable var num equal to, here we need to use our number function, number. Then inside the round braces, we need to pass the variable name, which is a, and semicolon to end this line. And now I want to print this num value in my document. For that, we need to type document dot write, inside the round braces, we need to pass the variable num. With that, I want to add some number, some value, which is 10. Now the question is, why I add 10 with this variable? Because it's going to prove you that we successfully convert this string into a number. So if I save this file, you can see the result in my browser. It's written 108. So if you want to convert string into a number, in that case, you need to use this method, number. Now let's talk about our next function, which is parseInt and parseFloat. ParseInt method is pretty similar with number method. If we pass any decimal value here, it's going to convert this decimal value into a number. And parseFloat method plays the opposite role of parseInt. Let me show you the examples. So at first, I'm going to duplicate this line and comment out previous one. And here I'm going to pass 98.99. Also, I'm going to change the method name. Our method name is parseInt. If I save this file, you can see the result. Also, if I remove the addition sign and the number 10, and again I save this file, you can see it's written only 98. It removed the decimal value after 98. And if I use it without string, let me show you. If I use just number, just a floating number, and then save this file, also you can see it's written only 98. But if I comment out this line and print directly a variable, and then save this file, as you can see, now it's print the floating points. So parsing function can remove floating points from a number. This is the usage of this method. And again, here I'm going to type document.write num variable. Let me show you another example with string. If I pass a string here, inside the double quotes, here I'm going to pass 70 year. And if I save this file, as you can see, it's written only 70. This method is enough capable to extract number from a string. This trick only works if the string starts with integer. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Now, let's talk about our next function, which is parseFloat. So again, I'm going to duplicate this line, and here I'm going to type parseFloat and comment out previous one. Also, I'm going to change the variable value. Here I'm going to pass 77.89. If I save this file, as you can see, it's written the floating result. So as you know, this function return value with dots. But if I change the variable without dots, let me show you, only 77, and then save this file, then this function return the exact value. So this is the usage of parseInt and parseFloat method. Now let's talk about two other methods, which is infinite and integer. These two methods always return true either false value. It is specially used for to check the conditions. That's why it's written true either false value. IsFinite function return true when if the number is finite. I mean, if the number is countable, then it's written true. Else, it's written false. And using isInteger method, we can check the given variable is number or not. If integer, then it return true, otherwise it's written false. So let's back to the Visual Studio Code and see how it's worked. At first, I'm going to duplicate this line and comment out previous one. And here I'm going to type our next function name, which is finite. Is finite. If I save this file, as you can see, it's written 2. Because 77 is a finite number, we can count this number. But if I pass any string here, inside the double quotes, I'm going to pass hello. And then save this file, now you can see it's written false. Because we cannot count strings. Now let's talk about our next function, which is integer. So I'm going to duplicate this line and comment out previous one. And to using integer function, we need to use a keyword, which is number. Number dot integer. Is integer. And if I pass 90.99 and then save this file, as you can see, it's written false because this is not an integer. It's a float value. That's why it's written false. But if I pass only 90 here and then save this file, now you can see it's written true. So this is the usage of isFinite and isInteger function. Let's talk about our last two functions, which is toFixed and toPrecision. So let's see how we can use this method. So again, I'm going to duplicate this line and comment out previous one. At first, I'm going to change the variable value 90.58. With that, also I'm going to pass to other digit 78. And here, I'm going to use our next function, which is toFixed. So I'm going to remove this one. And here I'm going to type a dot toFixed. And inside the round braces, I'm going to pass a parameter. And here I'm going to pass 2. So what is the meaning of that? This function going to return 2 value after decimal point. If I save this file, you can see the result. But if you notice, you can see it's written 90.59, not the 58. It is a lump sum value. And this function return the fixed value. That's why it's print 59. Also, you can print 3 digit after decimal point. If I change the parameter and if I pass 3 and then save this file, you can see the result. Now it print 588. Now let's talk about our last function, which is toPrecision. For that, I'm going to duplicate this line and comment out previous one. And here I'm going to type toPrecision. toPrecision. This function always return roundabout value. I want to say, if the floating number is bigger than 50, then it's going to print a complete figure, which is 91. Let me show you. If I pass 2 here and then save this file, you can see it's print 91. But if the number is less than 50, so here I'm going to pass 4 and then save this file. Now you can see it's written 90 only. So these are the uses of the number functions. So thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for our next tutorial.